it only shows na tuloy na ang impeachment trial. No one can stop this anymore because jurisdiction has been acquired already by the impeachment court over the person of the respondent. We welcome the impeachment court's service of summons to the Vice President. Apparently, the jurisdiction over the person of the respondent has been acquired already. She has a period of 10 days to answer. That is non-extendable. And we hope that all issues which are being raised in the impeachment court will be tackled as well in the answer of the Vice President. So finally, the people of the Philippines will see from the answer of the Vice President what her defenses are. Isa lamang po ibig sabihin nito, yung pag-acquire po ng jurisdiction ng impeachment court sa ating respondent kay Vice President Sara Duterte, it only shows na tuloy na ang impeachment trial. No one can stop this anymore because jurisdiction has been acquired already by the impeachment court over the person of the respondent. Now, with respect to the action of the Senate last night, the impeachment court requiring us to issue a certification about the compliance with the Constitution with respect to the filing of the impeachment complaint, as well as the second order, and that is for the 20th Congress to confirm whether we will pursue this impeachment complaint. Medyo ang prosecution panel po ay nalalabuan dito sa naging order ng impeachment court kagabi. So we resolve to seek the clarification of the impeachment court. With respect to the first order about the certification pertaining to our compliance with the Constitution in filing the impeachment complaint, we maintain our position. Sumunod po kami fully and strictly to the requirements of the Constitution. We did not violate the one-year prohibition rule. With respect to the second order, it is impossible to be complied with because, first of all, 20th Congress doesn't exist yet. Tayo po ay nasa ika-labing-siyam na Kongreso pa lamang. Mag-a-adjourn pa po, and we will be looking forward na mag-convene naman ang pa-20 Kongreso ng Pilipinas. That will be on July 28, simultaneous with the SONA. I wish to add, nakatanggap po tayo ng liham, or should I say, nakakita ng liham from the social media that the anticipated presentation of the articles of impeachment is canceled. Ang sabi po ng ating presiding officer ng impeachment court, the referral of the verified complaint to the impeachment court mooted already the presentation and the reading of the articles. This will be part of the clarification that we will be seeking from the impeachment court, sapagkat Batid po natin na itong presentation ng articles ay bahagi ng Senate Rules on Impeachment, and we seek the guidance, we seek the enlightenment of the Impeachment Court so we can properly comply to the order that they issued last night. Finally, we wish to take advantage of this opportunity upang pasalamatan po ang taong bayan. Sa lahat po ng sumusuporta sa prosecution panel, sa House of Representatives, we had a mass this morning attended by different civil society groups. May mga nakasama po tayo religious leaders and even victims of EJK. Maraming salamat po. Rest assured, ang House of Representatives, ang prosecution panel, naninindigan po. Tuloy ang laban para sa katotohanan, hustisya at pananagutan. Maraming salamat po. We have no official information yet whether the articles of impeachment, which according to you is being returned by the Senate, was received already by the Secretary General. I hope you understand that the members of the prosecution panel here has no participation whatsoever in the proceeding of the Office of the Secretary General. Let's wait and see kung anong official information ng SecGen.
But ano pong action po ng ating prosecution team? Tatanggapin po ba itong articles of impeachment, yung pag-remand? And what was your reaction to that while watching it last night?
Well, in my opinion, as one of the member of the panel of prosecutors, to give way to the clarification which we want to seek from the impeachment court, I would defer receiving the articles of impeachment from the Senate, including whatever orders they will be transmitting to us. This is not disobedience, definitely. Ang gusto lang po natin mangyari is to seek guidance and enlightenment first so we can properly comply with the order of the impeachment court.
When you say you would like to seek guidance, may coordination na po ba with the Senate? Ano po yung ginagawa nating pakikipag-usap sa kanila para maliwanagan po tayo doon sa mga orders nila?
We will be drafting the necessary motion seeking for clarification of the order which they issued last night.
So nakita po kasi namin kanina si Sergeant at Arms ng Senate kanina, and hindi nga, wala pa pong nag-receive ng copy. So technically hindi po muna tatanggapin ng Kamara ang pagbabalik ng articles of impeachment, and magpapasa po muna tayo ng tama ba, ma'am?
To give way to our efforts to clarify first the order, in my opinion, I would defer receiving the articles of impeachment, including the order issued by the impeachment court. And even in ordinary courts, not just the impeachment court, yung service ng summons, that triggers acquisition of jurisdiction. And that is why I said earlier, we welcome this development. Bagaman naguguluhan po kami dun sa order kagabi, we are happy and thankful to the impeachment court because finally, the summons has been served already to the Vice President. And as I have stated, this only shows tuloy na tuloy ang impeachment trial. I wish to believe na yung hinihinging certification ng impeachment court is only a clarification or perhaps affirmation ng naging compliance ng Senate when we filed the impeachment complaint. But I wish to humbly invite the attention of the people to the ruling of then presiding officer Juan Ponce Enrile. That was during the time of the impeachment trial of Chief Justice Corona. Ang sabi po niya doon sa resolution, when there is compliance in the two basic requirements, that is the signature by at least 1/3 of all members of the House, and there is the verification, the filing of the impeachment complaint already enjoys presumption of legality. And that cannot be questioned anymore unless there is strong controverting evidence. Napakaliwanag po niyan. And I believe that this is still a very good law which should guide our impeachment court. No? Gusto ko lang pong balikan yung inyong question kanina. Anong status ng articles of impeachment? Considering that there are efforts to return. I humbly believe that the case is very much active and alive. Why? No less than the order of the Senate last night stated that the case is not dismissed, not terminated. Ibig sabihin, buhay na buhay ang kaso, pending sa impeachment court, reason also kung bakit kami man po ay nagtataka kung bakit ibabalik ang articles of impeachment dito sa House of Representatives.
One last point from my end. Ma'am, since we know na co-equal body ang Senate at saka House of Representatives, the House of Representatives will initiate the impeachment. The Senate will be the trial court. Since na kine-question nila yung legality or the constitutionality of the impeachment complaint or article of impeachment, hindi ba ito isang insulto sa co-equal body?
Yun, isa rin po yun sa aming pinagtataka dahil normally po, ang magtatanong po niyan o magko-question niyan yung mga abogado ng respondent. Kaya nga po kami po naniniwala na ito po ay hindi sakop sa trabaho ng impeachment court dahil yung pagko-question po ng mga legality ay dapat po ay sinasagot o tinutugon po ng korte at hindi po ng impeachment court.
As far as the prosecution panel is concerned, no? Maliwanag naman po sa Constitution. The House of Representatives has the exclusive power to initiate all impeachment cases. Tapos na po ang trabaho ng House of Representatives in as far as initiating the impeachment complaint is concerned. Hindi po tama na ito'y aming amyendahan at lalong hindi tama na ito'y aming i-withdraw. As a matter of fact, the ball now is in the hands of the Senate, whose mandate by the Constitution is to try and to decide. And by deciding, dalawang bagay lang po yun. It's either they acquit or they convict.
Last question pa from my end. Naintindihan po namin yung courtesy na ina-extend ng prosecution panel sa impeachment court, just like in any other legal proceeding. Pero siguro to break the ice, gaano pa po kahaba yung pasensya nyo? Ang dami na po kasing nangyari na parang delay, ganyan. Dapat po nung February, ang tingin nyo, dapat doon na nag-start. Pero gaano pa po kahaba yung pasensya? Kaya pa po pa?
Tanungin natin yung prosecutor na may pinakamahabang pasensya dito? Sino ba sa atin may pinakamahabang pasensya? Bel, would you like to answer? It is very hard to preempt kung anong magiging decision ng mga senator judges until and unless we have concluded the presentation of our evidence. That is why we really have to follow the Constitution and the mandate by the Constitution to the impeachment court to try and to decide. No? Mahirap pong isipin o sabihin na yung boto kahapon, ayun na rin ang magiging boto sa impeachment case sapagkat wala pa po ni isang ebidensyang naiilatag ang prosecution. No? Until and unless we are done with the presentation of all the evidence, I think that's the time we begin to think ano kaya ang magiging boto ng ating mga senator judges.
Are you done with your questions? Okay. Bibian Gulia from ABS-CBN. Go ahead.
Okay. Ma'am, as far as the Senate is concerned, ang decision po nila ay i-remand sa House of Representatives yung articles of impeachment, but ang House po ayaw munang tanggapin itong articles of impeachment while seeking clarification. Will it be accurate to say na mayroon pong deadlock?
I don't think so. We are not defying the order. We are not disobeying the order. What I said earlier, we are deferring the receipt until we are clarified on the actions taken by the Senate last night. Ano ba yung tatlong actions? Number one, they're asking for the certification of the House of Representatives that we complied with the requirements in filing an impeachment complaint. Itong requirements po na ito ay ang pagperma ng at least 1/3 of all the members of the House and the verification, of course, non-violation of the one-year bar rule. We are certain, and it is in the face of the impeachment complaint, that we are fully and strictly compliant with the requirements of the Constitution. Kanina nabanggit ko na rin po ang resolution ng then presiding officer Juan Ponce Enrile when there is compliance with the first two basic requirements. The filing of the impeachment complaint already enjoys the presumption of legality, that it cannot be questioned anymore unless there is strong evidence to the contrary, no? Pangalawa, they're asking for the confirmation of the 20th Congress, whether it will pursue the impeachment complaint against the Vice President. How can this order be complied when the 20th Congress does not yet exist? Wala pa pong 20th Congress. Nasa 19th Congress pa lang po tayo. So, who will comply? The second order. Number 3, bagaman ito po'y hindi part ng order nila, but I saw a letter in the social media, rendered moot ang presentation of articles because the verified complaint has been referred already to the impeachment court. Ito po'y gusto namin ma-clarify lahat sapagkat yung una, we are fully compliant with the Constitution. Yung pangalawa, wala pang 20th Congress. At yun pong pangatlo, the presentation of articles, that is part of their own rules. And we are ready to present the articles. Why suddenly biglang rendered moot when no less than the rules on impeachment of the Senate provides for the same? Again, we do not defy. We do not disobey. We are merely deferring receipt of the same to give way to the clarification of all these issues surrounding the actions taken by the Senate last night. That is in as far as I am concerned, as part of the prosecution panel, because as I have said earlier, hindi naman po bahagi ng trabaho ng prosecutors ang pagtanggap nung ibinabalik na articles of impeachment, including the receipt of whatever order issued by the Senate, especially if it is addressed to the House of Representatives. Let us wait and see as to the action that will be taken by the Office of the Secretary General.
Pero may assurance po ba na susunod kung halimbawa ma-clarify na po or depende pa sa magiging response ng Senate?
As soon as this is clarified and the clarification is in accordance with the Constitution, the Senate rules on impeachment and other existing laws, we will certainly abide. Dahil kagaya ng sinabi po ng aking mga kasama, ibang usapan to, impeachment court ito. Sila po ang judges at kami po ang prosecutors. We are morally bound to follow the orders of the impeachment court.
Clarification lang din, ma'am, kasi last day na po ng session today. So wala po bang compliance na mangangailangan ng House plenary action?
At this point, what we are considering is to prepare a motion seeking for clarification.
Also, sa tingin niyo po ba yung ikalawang utos ng Senado ay parang admission na rin na pwedeng tumawid sa 20th Congress itong impeachment trial?
That's the way I see it. And that's one of the several things that I wish to welcome. Yun pong kautosan nila na address sa 20th Congress, indeed, is an implied admission already that we can continue the impeachment trial until the 20th Congress.
Final clarification. Yung withdrawal ng impeachment complaint or articles of impeachment by the House, it's off the table. Tama po ba yun? And are you considering to bring the matter to the Supreme Court?
About the impeachment complaint being withdrawn, that is outside the power of the Congress already, because we have concluded our function and power to initiate the impeachment complaint. Tapos na po yun. The ball is already in the hands of the Senate, whose duty is to try and decide. No? Walang amendment, walang withdrawal na manggagaling po sa House of Representatives. Hindi po yan pinapayagan ng Constitution. And then your next question? That is a matter that we have yet to discuss.
Ma'am, clarification lang, Congressman.
Before you
Congressman
proceed with
Jervy.
your question, because we would like to acknowledge the presence of House Quadcom Lead Chair, Congressman Robert Ace Barbers of Surigao del Norte. Is your question big related to the question of BBN? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, proceed.
Ma'am Jervy, clarification lang. Kasi ang sabi ninyo, since nag-acquire na ng jurisdiction ng impeachment court doon sa impeachment case, doon sa nakita nyo na post sa social media that renders moot and academic, yung supposed to be today a presentation na ng article of impeachment. Miwino, kumbaga clarification, tinututulan nyo yung cancellation ng presentation since the impeachment court acquired the jurisdiction on the matter.
We are not opposing. We are seeking clarification. And perhaps if the impeachment court will issue an order that the presentation of the article is impliedly complied with, we may accede to that. We are just following the Senate rules on impeachment. And the presentation of the articles is one of the significant part of their own rules on impeachment.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Big. From Philippine Daily Inquirer, Krisha Subing-Subing is now acknowledged.
Hello po.
Medyo related din po sa question ni Ate Vivian kanina. So, kailan at paano po magsisik ng clarification sa Senate if Congress adjourns by today po? I mean, the past few months has shown us that the Senate refuses to convene into an impeachment court kapag walang session po. So, I guess, is it possible na yung 20th Congress Senate na po yung makapagbigay ng clarification sa House po on their motion kagabi?
Well, we cannot speak for them, no? But in as far as the prosecution panel is concerned, that is not really an issue because we are certain that we strictly and fully complied with the requirements of the Constitution with respect to the filing of the impeachment complaint, including the 3 prior complaints.
Ma'am, another question lang po. Legally or constitutionally po, can the reading of articles of impeachment by the House, yung nakaschedule po sana today, can that be considered moot? Kasi yun po nga po yung sinasabi kagabi ni Senate President Escudero.
That is why we're seeking for their clarification, no? Because it is the Senate rules on impeachment itself which provides for the presentation of the articles of impeachment before convening the impeachment court. And that's why we're following it strictly and receiving or seeing a letter which says that it is canceled because it is mooted by the referral of the impeachment complaint to the impeachment court raises an issue for the prosecution panel. Ano ba ito? That's why we need to be enlightened. At nasabi ko na po kanina, if the impeachment court will issue an order that the presentation of the articles in accordance with their rules is impliedly complied with, we might accede to that. Kaya lang without that order, it is hard to rely on assumption.
And sa statement niyo po kanina, sa opening statement po ninyo, you said na buhay na buhay po yung impeachment trial. Why did the House Prosecution Panel choose to adopt that view considering na may ibang sa Senate Minority Bloc, mayroon silang sentimiento na yun ngang pag-remand ng kaso ng impeachment articles sa House of Representatives is tantamount to a dismissal or functional dismissal or tantamount to termination of the proceedings?
Well, we wish to be clarified first before we make a stand on whether that order to return or remand is tantamount to the dismissal of the impeachment complaint. Unless we are clarified on that order, I believe that to speak on that issue will be premature.
Thank you po, prosecutors.